can go and connect to their HoloLens device through this viewer application. And once this starts streaming, YouTube will start recording, and they can now full screen the viewer. So their desktop view is now being streamed to YouTube.
Alright, so what you'll notice, the first screen you'll see is this enter the PIN number screen where they'll put your samples and faces and easy way to identify the teacher using the HoloLens. You don't want a big username and password entry screen because that would probably be pretty cumbersome, so we just brought up this simple numeric PIN number, which say enter on the web application and shows that in bit. And so mine is just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just enter the 0 to enter the server and identify me as Ryan with all my classrooms. We're going to do for this demo. And one lesson, relativity, so we're going to inside my lesson. And the first thing I probably want to do is show menu. Menu will pop up. Where you see all the holograms that we showed, and then all of these places added a couple more, including some arrows. So I can click on them, go around, start rotate. So this one. No. Start rotate. So rotate the cube as well. Stop rotate. Off. Again, the menu again. Show menu. And other, I can have some reference material that I predefined, so here we're talking about general relativity, so look for that. Let's see what it load. Some types about general relativity, or you kind of state utility, is doing that property of space and time. And we can hide that as well. Show menu. Get rid of that. Then we'll look at it again. Show menu. So let's say I go through, talk about general relativity, show my reference material, and then we got this pretty cool hologram set up to demonstrate space-time. If I generate that, you'll see how we kind of illustrated this kind of flat plane below as a fabric of space-time. And you notice when I manipulate, they drag things around, and when I lower Earth into this kind of flat like object, you'll see it actually makes an indentation and walk around to give you a better idea of that, so you can see how if I manipulate and actually show how massive objects actually create an indentation in space. And so all gravity really is means orbit is just the moon rolling around in this indentation that's actually created by the mass of Earth within space itself. And you'll find a little crazy strings and gravitation waves. And then, let's say Alex is a student watching the lesson, and she has the ability to submit questions from the web application. Show me. But before she does that, I wish it was starting this. That's our lesson to go make the student lesson actually very good. So you see that she just posted a question, and I suppose there's an audience which you can go and look at. The good thing about this is that the question will show up, you can answer the question. Yeah. And we'll go.
How's it go?
So now I can open it again. You see we have a page for quizzes. Here's the final view, and then I'll switch over and show you what this looks like.
Alright, so we'll switch over to the student view of the live YouTube stream. So on the student view page, on the top, they'll have a little box here showing the live stream. This is where after the lesson is done, all of this lesson will be saved on the YouTube channel, and the student can actually go back to this page and view it later. Okay, so if we go to reference material here, all of the text material that the teacher has predefined and is using in their lesson, students can also go through and cycle through. And teachers can also define or predefine URLs with links to more information. So if students want to open up a new tab and get more information on lesson topics, they can. As you saw earlier, the student questions that were popping up in the HoloLens, There's a little chat box on the student view page with an anonymous button. If they want to reload and look at questions from other students, they can do that as well. So you'll see once he starts the quiz, what will happen is obviously if a quiz is started, you don't want students talking to each other through the chat box or looking at all the reference material. So all of this will get locked and the question will pop up, or the quiz will pop up for the student to be able to take. On the lesson page, here you go. Quizzes popped up. The end time will be listed right here, and there will also be a countdown so the student knows how much time they have left. All the questions will pop up. 2 plus 6, let's say that's 8. Submit my answer. I got it correct. If I answer wrong, it will show that I got it incorrect. And then I can go ahead and complete my quiz and wait for the duration to end. Once the duration has ended, that reference material and student chat box will reappear. So that's pretty much it for our student view page. Now we can go through and look at, I know we showed a little bit of this during our alpha presentation, but we can run through the flow of creating a lesson plan for the teacher on the web application. Oh, the quiz result. Oh, we should probably have this all ready while I'm doing, while I'm on student view.
No, because it's kind of nice to see while you're on the screen here to see the actual students.
Okay, so from the web application, I guess, I don't know if we want to start in the home page. When the teacher logs into the web application, they'll start at the home page. They can go ahead and select their course page, which shows all of their classrooms. If I want to go ahead and create a classroom first, specify the name of the classroom, and then give it a unique enrollment key for the classroom that they can distribute to their students. If I go ahead and show lessons for this class, obviously I haven't added anything yet, so that will say no available lessons. I can go ahead and add a new lesson, specify the title, give a little description, and then select a date that the YouTube stream will happen. I can go ahead and submit, and the teacher will have 2 different options. Either they can add reference material to the lesson right now, or they can say no and go back to their course page. We'll say no. If I go ahead and show lessons, you can see my new lesson is here. We've generated a stream key that can be entered in OBS for this individual lesson. A lesson can only be streamed to an individual channel once, with a stream key once. So if they decide, let's say, like in college, every course has different sections, they can go and they want to go ahead and redo that lesson, they'll have to refresh their stream key. The quiz that we just took, lesson. You'll have to remind me, quiz results. So the quiz that we just took, the bar graph, what they can do is to go ahead and look at quiz results. It's kind of like an iClicker format, so students aren't tied to individual answers, but the teacher can keep track of where student understanding is, or class understanding is for each topic. So if I go ahead and select the quiz that we just took, the question, down it'll list the options and each answer, and then if you mouse over, it'll show you how many students answered each option. So then we'll go back, blah blah blah, adding a classroom, adding a lesson. So if I show lessons, I can also go in, I can delete, but I can also edit if I want to add reference material or quizzes to this lesson. Go ahead and add a reference, specify the title, a little description, the URL with additional information, select submit. If I want to add a quiz, it's actually pretty nice. It walks the teacher step by step through making a quiz. Specify the title and then the duration of the quiz in minutes. I can specify the question. I can add answer options.
Are you going to do real data when you do this? Or?
No, we don't have time for that. Am I done adding options? Yes. Then I'm going to go ahead and select the answer. I can add more questions to the quiz, or I can go ahead and finish this quiz and say yes to add it to the lesson. And that will show up here. I can continue to edit or delete as I choose. Like we said earlier, in order to log into the HoloLens, we wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So when the teacher registers on the website, what they're going to have is a little warning on their home page that says you have not registered a HoloLens device PIN yet. So then they can select that button, which will take them to the PIN registration page where they'll have to enter a unique PIN. If they submit that, that's all they have to do to be able to log into the HoloLens, and they can update that at any time. I know this might sound a little bit confusing, walking through all the OBS and YouTube stuff can be a little bit technical, so we set up an FAQ page to walk teachers step by step setting up their channel. full set. I haven't had that as my background in like 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, so what's left to do? Currently, we still have some partitions on the quiz timer for the Firefox user, so that's definitely something we have to fix. Also, we want to improve the chat box sizing to make it especially easier for teachers to reading. And finally, we want to make further improvement on HoloLens UI. For example, we want to combine start lesson and end lesson buttons so that teacher has an idea where he is.
Alright, let's say that gives us 2 minutes. Any questions?
Yeah, can you stabilize it?
Can you stabilize it with a neck brace?
No.
They're about $5 on Amazon.
Wait, let me make sure my time is still right on my computer.
Yeah,
Okay, I felt
Yeah.
better about that.
Yeah.
I didn't have any
Oh, it's good.